Listen. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Oh. Get that out of there.
Oh, hey kids. What's up, people? What's going on, everybody? Hey, it has been a few days too many, but personally, it was a good time to step away from YouTube as your boy definitely was not in a headspace to have a conversation about shows of any kind, any persuasion or occasion. So I'm back. What it do? What's up? Circus. We're going to talk about X-Men 97 today, the finale itself, and my thoughts on the season. We'll get into some hot topics. I'm going to low-key give y'all actually, I'll let y'all choose who I can evict from my island, because in the process of me getting into a better headspace, as my therapist and me have been working on this entire past couple days, I've had daily sessions with her. One of my new joys in life again, and I love it, something that helped me through the pandemic, is Animal Crossing. So I'm gonna let y'all choose who to evict from my island. Evict someone by the end of this episode. I really hope you do, because there are some people I want off that mother. I got to make room for good folks. So we'll do that today. I'm also trying to work some things out via how I was intentionally trying to stream with the Switch, and I found some things that actually may work here. So I'll be testing some stuff in the future. But yes, we're going to have a good time today on this Thursday afternoon. So if you're in this live chat right now, make some noise, get it up, get it up, get it up. I'm excited to be here today. As a reminder, All Stars 9 starts tomorrow on Paramount Plus. You already know what's up. I'll be covering that on my channel. Saturday early afternoon, we'll be back to those lives again, where I break down the episode. You get to vote on certain things that happen on the show, whether it's the runways, the drama, or whatever the judging may be. We'll have a good time on Saturday, and then, Sunday. The panel will be back. Dun, dun. Excited for the panel to be back. Unfortunately, Blake Keisha San Diego is no longer a part of the panel. His work schedule is a little too much, unfortunately, for him to be able to commit for another couple of seasons here, but he may be popping in. But we got the rest of the gang along for the ride, so please tune in for the Sunday show. A lot of things that I promised will be posted. Again, I know some people don't care that dragged me, but others do, and you're probably wondering. Mother's Day affected me a little bit more than I thought it was going to. On top of this also being my mother's birth year, and I personally going through my own identity crisis with being a YouTuber for actually since 2014. The ball really didn't start rolling until 2016, but I got reminded via YouTube that since 2014, which makes that 10 years actually, of doing this and sort of feeling like not successful in my endeavors and dragged in multiple spaces that I don't feel is warranted. And it really did provoke a lot of negative thoughts and feelings. So I needed to step away for a couple of days. It did hurt my channel financially, but I personally, I just needed to step away. I needed to get myself back together again. And while my vacation was wonderful, it was not as fully healing as I thought it would be in this occasion, which still the vacation was great. But there's a lot of personal work I've had to do this week with my therapist. And again, I appreciate those of you who did not unsubscribe. My channel has been taking a dip. It is diving. It is going where it's going. And hopefully it'll pick back up again. But I have to, just like my therapist talked about, just like I believe myself, I can't really focus on that. I have to do what's best for me and also what makes me happy with this channel. So I can't stay focused on that. But to the people who I have maybe snapped at or possibly came at in a negative tone, you did not deserve that from me. I had my own stuff that I was trying to work on, and you didn't deserve that. And my most sincerest apologies for that. And I do mean it. But yeah, like just in the future, moving forward, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to make the content that makes me happy. And I hope you enjoy the ride, whether it's a live, whether it's edited, all the things that I said I was going to post and push out. I'm going to. That was one of the things my therapist asked me to do. I was like, come on, Matt, you said it, but I've been procrastinating due to fear of it not doing well. As it has already been shown in other videos. So for me, it's kind of like I'm the fear of failure while already feeling like I'm failing at the same time, all that jazz and this, that, and the other. So my apologies, but I love shows like this. This is not big draws for my channel like they normally are, but I don't want to be afraid of talking about the things that make me happy and it not turning into a channel that's about what, everybody else wants to see, but also people that can enjoy the things that I enjoy too. So we'll move forward with that. But yes, so I just want to get that off my chest. I did see my therapist today. We've had a weekly run. Tomorrow's our last session before we get an actual 3-week break, since it's been daily, and they've been very helpful with my mental re-energizing, as she likes to say, so that way I can get back to my best positive self. And I also went and did a lot of other work too. Bitch, hold on, they took some blood from me today, so I am a little bit tired. So my bad, ain't got nothing to do with X-Men. I didn't come here for that. Whatever. This is what it is. I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, I'm your brother, I'm your dad to some of y'all. I'm also your worst enemy, your worst nightmare, a cyst in between a thigh. I don't know, a Lamisil monster under your toe. I'm that guy, and I will be him for you. So let's go ahead and get this started today. It's at MattyRants everywhere except for X, which is at the MattyRants. You can find that all in my About section on YouTube. If you go to the About section of my channel, you can catch all the links that are available for your consumption, just to consume them. As a reminder, I do reactions for Patreon because YouTube's like, no, so I can't do it here. So I'm like, go to my Patreon for as low as $1 a month, 400 plus videos. Check it out. Guess what? This is so cool. I don't know why I'm saying it like this, but I'm going to say it just like this. I reacted to this episode. I apologize for not reacting to the entire season. This will not happen again for X-Men 97 at all. I will be reacting to that until they are done with that show because it's so good. But I will be reacting to that. But I reacted to the finale. So if you want to see that reaction, and yes, I did jump up and holler. I did scream at points in time. I was gagged at certain occasions and persuasions. A lot of my predictions came true. And I did not have a spoiler on a source. I did have one spoiler I will admit to in a second when we get over here. But I knew my initial intake of, oh, okay, they have to be setting this up for him. I was right. You can probably hear my children running in the background because they both have the zoomies. They're playing chase. Okay, where was I at? Bookable on Cameo, merch dragqueenmerch.com. As a reminder, because sometimes I like to talk a little bit of big-ish, but never to be taken too seriously. This program is for entertainment purposes only, and content's not intended to align any religion, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. And all opinions of MattyRants and program participants also the personal views and do not affect the opinions of every human being on the planet. And do not send hate to anybody that we mentioned today or any of the shows or individuals. Come on now, let's all be grown. And that's where we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to start shortening that up now, okay? Oh, no, it's Mamu and Mina, not just one of them. It's both of them because they're playing chase. This is a new thing that they've learned to do where Mamu gets his exercise with Miss Mama because Mina is a ball of pure energy. Cannot stress that enough. If you want to drop a little tippy poo in my jar, help your brother out over here. It is hard in these streets. Did miss a couple of days and it hit me hard, but it would be certainly helpful if you dropped a tip. Not necessary for participation. Certainly won't hold it against you, but by all means, it's very thankful and very appreciative of anybody that drops a tippy poo in my jar or super chats and all that good jazz. So it's paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, and Venmo MattyRants. I already see a tippy poo that just came in. AC, thank you so very much. This goes a long, long way, and I appreciate you. Love you, Maddie. Love you too, AC. Thank you for being a supporter and dropping a tippy poo in my jar. It is trust, baby. It's been a very long day. Okay. And I drove a good how many miles, Matt? About 50 something just to go to the doctor. And then I had to go to the restaurant. And then I had to go to the gas station because I almost ran out of gas on the freeway today. And then 2 people almost hit me after I just went through my whole accident. And I sat in my car and I was like, God, all right, I have to pull this together because it was a rough beginning of that month. Then we get here, tough week. I'm trying to do something important today. And I got all this around me. Let me just get home. So thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Let's talk about this before I get started. I told you. Camera, is this my camera? I told you. Did not tell you, Valentine, what you want. I told you. Rumor has it. I told you. That contract wasn't renewed. You want to talk about it?
Which shall I use for Droogs?
No.
Okay.
Almost called somebody. Take you off my wrist. This watch is dangerous. Baby, I almost called an ex. We are talking to new. Listen. So, yes, Valentina's not coming back. Tega Brava is the new co-judge with Lolita Banana. Now, do you want to talk about the rumor? Because I'll do before I even do this. Okay, so this is the rumor. This is a rumor. And y'all know I don't do tea like that, but this is what I heard. Okay. What I was told by somebody who is in the drag race world. Okay. And you know that a lot of the stuff that I have said or alluded to has come true. So I ain't bullshitting you. Okay. All right. I am in the room. Do you understand? That's how deep this is. Let's go. I was told, allegedly, Mama was difficult to work with and was a little bit of a prima donna, which again, Valentina is everything. So I go on, girl. But I was told there were certain situations that happened where she did not arrive on time or it take too long to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A certain situation where they were supposed to be somewhere and they decided not to be there, but was under the people's dime, but then decided to go to another thing at a certain time. Allegedly. But that's hearsay. I heard it, but that's hearsay. And we'll leave it at that. So, I don't do that. But I'm in a good spirit today, so I'm here to share. But that is what I heard. Could be completely different. That could be some asshole that heard about something that somebody said that gave it back to somebody else for that or whatever. Because I live for Miss Mama. But I know how it is in terms of television production when it comes to being on time and when it comes to not being difficult. And how sometimes certain people can get away with it and other people cannot. So I'll leave it at that. But that is all alleged. Tip me for that tea. Tip jar, paypal.me for such petty rants. Cash App, $MattyRants, Venmo rants. Allegedly, maybe not true, possibly. I don't know. But I heard and someone told me that is in that realm. And they have been right about a lot of stuff. So there you go. No, it was not Gutter Snipe. Even though the last time you saw me with the queen from the show, it was Miss Aja on Valerie's channel. That is not who told me that. In this conversation I had last year. That I will say. Talk about jiggly. It's not jiggly. It's not just, listen, I promise you, I know more than just the girls on the show, but at the same time, it's also people who work in press. It's also people that work in like other realms. Everybody talks. It's not just Reddit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're like doing this for a living and this, that, and the other. And at the same time, like eventually everything will fall into place where you're like, oh, well, that's what happened. So whatever I was told could be some bullshit. I also have been told some other bullshit ass stories to trust. Okay. But at the same time, it's interesting that the replacement happened and it's like, oh, well, that would align with exactly what I had heard. But then I would have preferred to see her back personally, but I'm also excited to see what Tega Brava has to do with the show. So it's kind of interesting. I'm glad they got a season 2. I was concerned after Christian Peralta's clear victory that season, even though Matraka was my favorite. No shade. Channing, thank you for the tippy poo on Cash App. Just a little something. Keep on keeping on. That's what I'm going to do. Like a Brady child, but not as privileged. Were they privileged? People were dead. Mamas and daddies died. Is that what happened? I feel like they didn't tell the whole story. What if that was the Brady Bunch and the kids actually were like demons and they like took out the other parent and like that parent that's with them right now is just sort of like the conduit that's needed to keep the children going? And we really watched a dream reality of what we thought was happening, but in reality, every person that visited their house was. Thank you for tuning in. This is not about that. Appreciate you for being here today. DW, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate you. All right, let's get to X-Men 97. I'm going somewhere. That was going deep. Wrong show. All right. Would y'all like to start a poll? I think I have a poll for you. Oh, they changed this up. Cute. Ooh, the question. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is a good one. No, I was trying to be clever there. It's not going to work as I speak and spell this out. Bitch, am I spelling that correctly? See, here I go. This is that indecisiveness of me. Shut up! Why are you talking to me? Siri is sabotage. Shh, hush, leave me alone. Okay. Okay, this one. Thank you for the hearts. I see you out there hitting those hearts in the live chat. Yeah. This is it. Clever. Bam. Start the poll. Did X-Men 97 live up to the hype? Absolutely. Yes, but with reservations. It's a chop. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. The man was at the hotel and got all your items on a Toshiba computer, which is like what the... And I just want to get back to the show. Z-Bot, thank you for the super... Oh, not the super chat, excuse me. For the fun comment. Maddie, can I just say, after watching your Patreon reaction to X-Men, I can't get the idea of you doing a dance battle to the intro song. I was supposed to cut that part. You don't know. And I believe I forgot and left that one in. So you're lucky. There are a lot of moments when I'm editing where I just go, fuck it, let me just leave it in. Or, I don't know, let me just do that. And then sometimes, especially with the reactions on Patreon, it's like I don't want to leave too much out because like a lot needs to be left in context. But at the same time, I feel like the rare moments that I skip over are sometimes the best when I leave it in for y'all to catch me in my foolishness. Because, baby, I got the fuck up for Miss Jubilee. Oh, I got up for Miss Jubilee. Okay. Here's my take on the show, personally, before I even get into this episode as a whole. It was a wonderful ride. It was a great ride. It did pull in the nostalgia of X-Men 92 for me, the original series. back in the day that I used to watch on Fox. And when I got lucky, because unfortunately, some of those days when it would come out, it would be on like a Saturday. I'm a 7-day Adventist. We weren't allowed to watch shows those days. Every now and then they'd play it during the week after school, and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm getting lucky today. Or sometimes even in the morning before the news started. It was like this weird thing in Houston. And then later on, I got to see it when I was an adult. And again, X-Men is my favorite entity, portion, part of the Marvel universe. I loved the original movies because that's all we had, but I hated so many things about it. Once we got the Avengers, and I was like, oh, so we can redo that nonsense again. They kept trying to make the Fantastic Four happen. I kept sitting there as a fan of these people going, why not them? It would work so well. We're running out of time. People are going to get tired of this. I don't want Bryan Singer's version and that one guy that dated Serena Williams. And then Apocalypse and Rise of the Phoenix, everybody's young nonsense. Alexandra Shipp should have never been Storm nonsense that we got. So for me, this was so good. And I loved it so much. Honestly, I loved it. Are there things I wish were different? Oh, bitch, yeah. But like the way this was done had me hyped. It had me hollering. I was hooping every week. And I'm glad that I didn't start watching it when everybody else did. I'm kind of happy I let half of the season go on. And then I got in right when Storm received her powers back. Because I'll be real with you. Had I started the show and Mama was bang, bang, he shot me down, I wouldn't have been able to make it. No lie. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have been dragging this motherfucker every week. It'd been hard. And no, she's not the entire series. And yes, I understand and receive that. I get it. But as a super fan of somebody who had to sit through Wolverine in them for decades, almost, yeah, I can say decades now because here comes Deadpool and fucking Wolverine. No. Mm-mm. Don't want it. Were other people given some shine that I would love to see? Abso-fucking-lutely. Jean Grey in particular and Miss Rogue for sure. But I don't like how they did her for this finale. I'm a little bit pressed. And the fact that we don't even know where she's at the end of whatever happened in this season finale, I'm not happy. Are you going to make her one of the Horsemen? Because that's where we're going. And I was right. Let's go ahead and get into the episode. It was good, y'all. I'd recommend it. I will more than likely be rewatching this again, but I just wish some things were a little bit different. And there we go at that. And it's longer episodes in particular. This one was 42 minutes. Wow, how awesome was that? Oh, you could fit all this into 42? Do them all 42 then. Don't give me 25, 26, 32 minutes. Give me the 40-minute episodes. Make this a long one. It's worth it. The storytelling's there. It's so much happening that it can go into that. Like, we can do this. I promise you. I know they are not going to do that because they already have season 2 put together. For those of you who are wondering, like, they already have season 2, like, pretty much done. They're just, I guess, making probably some changes here and there, or making sure everything looks crisp and clean and fixing this, that, and the other. But I need longer episodes. That is all I'm asking. I don't know if y'all had the same feeling as me watching the show. I would get sucked in. I would just be sucked in. Like, yes, I didn't care for that. Oh, well, but like, I'm still in it. I did not like Sunspot the entire show. Still in it. I have left series because of one character. Okay. I don't know. Listen, Magnus and Charles Xavier, okay, are currently in what seems to be a flashback moment here, and I clocked that in, but more so, I figured Xavier got a hold of Magneto after what happened with Wolverine, and I thought it was pretty cool how they showed like this entire scene. Like this is happening throughout the episode of Xavier getting Magneto's mind together and sort of trying to persuade him not to, go off and kill everybody, but also to make sure he doesn't lose his mind or Xavier either, which they teased Onslaught. Kind of glad they didn't go there, because that was sort of my first guess as far as where the season was heading based off of the episodes. And it even gives sort of like a tease here where it's like, okay, this could be Onslaught. It could be. Are we about to? The psychic attack was fucking insane. I was like, yo, this is excellent. Once again, one of the best parts of the series, the animation, all the people that are in charge of the art for the show, bravo to you. Visually, I was concerned with the trailer. Like, what is this? I don't like that. I watched the show, shut me right at the fuck up. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, I love this. I love that. Hated Storm's hair in the beginning. You have solved that problem. Don't bring it back. I don't care what y'all, this punk Storm. Cool. That's a reality. It's the truth. I get that. I never liked it. I like Mama with bundles. I'm sorry, not Halle Berry's wig bundles, but you know what I mean. I liked it when her hair looked like it was a fucking cloud, like how it currently looks like right now for her, the current arc that she's on. But listen, I got another super chat. Hey, thanks, CW. It's giving. I've got a cartoon so good. If you threw it up in the air, it would turn into sunshine. I would say so far into this year, and I think honestly, based off of what I've received, like you got to understand, as a guy who is a cartoon junkie, when it comes to me watching, and you know this from me, as a content creator in the years I have been on this platform, y'all have heard me quote so many shows: South Park, American Dad, Family Guy, Simpsons, like so forth. Like we can keep it going. I can go into like shows like home movies, Aeon, like get into animes and other shows that are like Aeon Flux that are interesting, Naruto, Shippuden, fucking Sailor Moon down in this house, right? Shit behind me, right? Cartoon kid, cartoon adult, gamer adult, funky. But like when I see cartoons like Teen Titans Go existing, when we had the other Teen Titans, that was so good. Mind you, it came out when I was younger, but as an adult, I was watching the episodes, appreciating the script, animation, full on everything that was happening here. Storytelling was wonderful. Come on now. And so when you get this, and it's not dumbed down for the audience, it's not turned into a joke, it's not made into something that's designed for a particular set audience, which is fine, but something that feels like it almost encompasses all of us, but more so the fans of X-Men. And that's why I like it. It's definitely a fan love letter, but at the same time, it didn't feel like, oh, if I had no idea what was happening, I would hate this. Because some storylines were new for me in the world of X-Men. I kept up with a lot of stuff, but not everything. So I was like, oh, and then I get to now go look up things. I get to go look up new comics. I get to go deep dive into the YouTube lore of X-Men knowledge. And it's like, ooh, I didn't know that. And now I'm giving somebody money because I'm watching their show, and that's monetization. Hello. And it's, again, that is why I think this is such a great show. If it can take you outside of just the program of watching it and turn it into, now you need to research, you need to look up things, you need to understand even more because it was so enthralling to begin with. Here we go. And that's how I received this show. That's how I got it. I was like, oh, okay, you're pulling us back into this world. And then you included other people in the MCU in the 90s form when we got cameos to almost make sure people didn't think we didn't stray too far away from what you had started to really love. Because X-Men, that was Fox and all that nonsense. And then, of course, Spider-Man is Sony. And yeah, but then Disney took over with the Marvel. And then we got all of that with Endgame. And everyone's kept it as, the benchmark of the greatest of all time. But I got to say, this is up there in at least top 5 Marvel projects, in my opinion, that are a success. A big success, in my opinion. Anywho, I think it's incredible that Charles Xavier was able to take Magneto's own power through the mind manipulation and reverse it. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Everything powers back up again. And I'm like, at the same time, doesn't this actually help Bastion in what he's trying to do? And I get you're trying to save our planet, Charles, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of Charles Xavier by the end of this season, and I'm guessing I won't be by season 2, but I also understand what he was doing because of the greater purpose of this. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Bastion is risen, and of course, he's got his sentinels up. And what was my least favorite scene of this season, or at least this episode, I should say, with him gripping Storm and Forge, get her hands off of her. You can think to, baby, your power is thinking about making stuff and then making it. Good for you. That's not helpful in this situation here, which I appreciate. They gave Storm some excellent dialogue here, but let's be very fucking clear. They underutilized her. You brought her back for an episode where she flew in the sky, got shot the fuck down, and then sat here and had to wait for Jean to reawaken again. Boo. Don't introduce somebody as an Omega level mutant and then not make her Omega level throughout the entire motherfucking season. I'm a little bit pressed. And if you have me come back to season 2 and this lady doesn't show up for 4 to 5 episodes, y'all are trash. And I'm including you, Bo, with your finance. Because that's not okay. Like, there are a huge fan audience for this lady. And you know that we know through her lore, she's that girl. She doesn't have to be the main focus of the show, but fuck. Like, you can't make her puss like you could make her badass in half a scene and then the other scene you're not. Come on now. This was our issues with Jean. And when I found out this man loves Rogue and Jean, I was like, oh, so is this Storm's detriment? Like, what's happening here? I don't know. Glad she's in a good outfit again. Glad to have Mother back. She was utilized in one way I thought that was amazing this episode with Jean's powers too. However, I don't like how they did her this season. It almost turned me off from the show. This show was still amazing. I just don't like what they did with Storm. That was one of my biggest pet peeves. Was not expecting Cloak and Dagger. I don't have every cameo appearance up, so please don't be upset, but I was not expecting Cloak and Dagger. Would make sense because there was a whole series in case you didn't see it for Cloak and Dagger, but like, I was not prepared. That whole saving Daredevil scene, I said, excuse me? Oh, so we're just throwing everybody out there. Piece to Mateo. It's so funny you mentioned Psylocke because you know better motherfucking well. In my top 5 X-Men of all time, let me excuse myself. Top 10. Yeah, top 10. No, she's top 5 because Kitty Pryde I would put under her. No shade. No shade. I would put Kitty under Psylocke. Psylocke would be number 5 because number 4 is Storm, number 2 is Nightcrawler, number 3 is Colossus, number 4 is Jean Grey Phoenix, number 5 is Psylocke, number 6 is Kitty Pryde, number 7 is Rogue, number 8 is Iceman, number 9 is it Beast? I think it is because I used to have like a crush when I was younger. Long story. Whatever. Anywho, bears need love too. Okay. Is it Beast? Probably. Yeah. Beast and then Magic. Boom. All right, there you go. There it is. Sorry, I gotta keep. That's my favorite Russian is Colossus. I'm gonna tell you that right now. God bless America. I'm not gonna say the other thing. Anywho, American. There you go. I love the X-Men. It's great. The lore is so deep. It's kind of ridiculous. The X-Men have died so many times, and I love how they keep alluding to or not alluding, but more so referencing that throughout this episode. As a matter of fact, throughout the season, but more so in the episode, even when Bishop and Forge talk later, like, oh, well, they keep on coming back. It's not the first time the X-Men died. It's like, yes, because they keep being resurrected again, because, everybody's got powers. This was very disgusting, but also like slightly hot. I don't know, Mr. Sinister forcing, Cable to be truthful to Bastion while he basically tortures him by saying some of the most horrible things, horrible things to this boy, like gaslighting him. He said deadbeat father. And then before he got to his mother, they call me mother. Straight up from the ocean like fire. Call me Phoenix if you desire. Jean Grey Summers, baby. That's my child. Will not expire. They call me mother. I don't even know what that came from. Didn't make not a lick of sense to me either, kids. But called it. Called it. I said this was gonna happen. Mind you, the bumper before the show. Da-da-da-da-da, yeah, right? Okay. Cool. They had Phoenix in it a couple of times. I said, oh. And then when she disappeared, goodbye, the flames came up. I was like, oh, for sure, mother is rising. Like, this has to be that. Now, a fellow mother knows another mother because Storm's laugh in this moment. I will give you this, creators of the show. This filled me up. You don't understand how much my tank was full. That chuckle made me full. Like, okay, like that's right, sister. Wake up and do what you gotta do. I also loved how Jean handled the situation, or the Phoenix, I should say. I literally took Bastion's powers, deactivated, removed, if you will, because I believe that's what she did. Because I saw when they were deactivating, like all that like mech stuff was was getting pulled out of them. So I'm like, what the hell? I was like, oh, so this is where we needed to go. Actually, thank you for turning her own child low key against her and blasting her with a psychic ability, with his psychic blast. That awakened her ass up, and she woke up and said, now let's wrap this up real quick. I wish this lasted longer though for her. It was a little bit short-lived since, Papa woke up and did some things later, but I was gagged. Also, we again, like, what is happening? Every time I watch this show and somebody pops up that I'm not expecting, it's like, now I think the Phoenix was more so interested in getting Mr. Sinister versus Bastion. Almost like, bitch, I didn't wake up for you. I woke up for you. Like she boomed Bastion real quick, but oh no, because Sinister was low key ooped. You hear me? Like it was real oop. Like I thought that man was flying to her at first. I was rewatching this back. I said, not Phoenix pulled him up in her face. Like, come here. Come here. You're not going nowhere. Come hither. Come hither. Because you played with my puss a little too much over here, baby. You really have. Talked about my genes. Literally, that's my goddamn name. You know what my innards look like. You made another me. You done created a child out of this situation that you think can be toyed with for your own pleasures. Oh, I watched the episode about Mr. Sinister and his backstory and then did a deep dive on YouTube. If the MC universe wanted to take this route, I would not be mad. He's kind of disgusting and like very hateable. Like there is a reason to hate this man. You definitely are gonna not like him. Like he thinks of like into anybody, like humans, mutants, as like guinea pigs. He thinks of them as like that. Like no, like don't like him. But he's very, very powerful. A whole colonizer, call it. I think it would be a good idea if they went that route. And I think it would set us up because it's been a while since we've hated like a villain. You know what I mean? Like everybody loved Thanos, even though they knew he was bad, but they loved him. I want them to feel the same way again with the Marvel universe with a villain. And I think if they cast him correctly, he will be perfect. But this scene with the Phoenix, literally removing the DNA he's accumulated. Because that's why he's been able to live forever, or as long as he has, because the man's like from the 1800s. So he's lived for a very, very long time. Yo. This was kind of fucking incredible. Once again, shout out to the art department, the animators. Wow. Shit, I thought I'd never see. I never thought I'd see that. I'm like, ow. Wow. 1400s? That far? Probably. I would believe it. I believe it. I can't remember how long ago it was, but he's been collecting bodies over quite some time. So this Phoenix removing this is like, ow. Do you see what I'm saying, Bo and company? Why I would be pissed off as a Storm fan? Why I'm like, but you could let her have her moment, and it's amazing and it's deserved. However, you even had Jubilee squaring up with Bastion. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on now. If not even knocking this, amazing scene. Jean is that girl. Phoenix is that girl. But like, don't a mega level me no Aurora if you're not gonna give me some of this. Because mama coming out the car, just saying something in a twist. Nah, we know better than that. We know better than that. That fight with Genesis. We know better than that. That current. Ever since I saw Mama Terraform, nope. I'm like, nope, we're not playing with her no more. But Mr. Sinister's youth was taken from him as well as many other things, and he looked a fool. I also thought, what a wonderful moment, and this is where I get back to me praising the writing department as well as everybody a part of this. Look at how Phoenix is just sitting up there, like she's like, whoa, like full on like God mode, and then Morph pulls up because Mr. Sinister's like, tell me what I look like. Tell me what I look like. Oh, well, I feel like this has always been. Oh, it was just. Of course, Morph can show you what you look like. It's fabulous. I did love how Cable finally, I don't know about accepted as his mama, but more so understanding that he wouldn't be there without her. Okay, so on some form or level, that is mother. Okay, even when like Bastion was doing what he was doing and he knew and felt Jean coming up from the motherfucking water, you don't know my family's timeline. Oh, okay, then so you accept it. You accept it. Looking like someone had bopped you in the face real hard. But yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna tell you what though, when Bastion got the fuck up and was like, swing, bitch. I said, oh. Not even gonna lie. Oh. Ripped off that baby's arm, beat him with it, and then literally assimilated the damn thing and turned it into angel wings. Chew Bastion. I wasn't even mad about it. I was like, okay, that's hot. That was me. That's hot. That was really hot. Oh my God, what are they gonna do now? What are they gonna do now? Where is he going? Oh, he's going to space because they weren't able to because Jane's no longer Phoenix, and you decided to underwrite Storm, so this is what we get. Great job, guys, because they low-key could have handled him down here. I believe it. I know someone's going to be like, Matt, now come on. No, I believe they could have handled this downstairs with just Phoenix and Storm had they not underwrote my baby. I'm telling you right now, them two heifers would have wore him low. I believe it. I don't care what nobody say. I don't. Please, just the two of them. So this didn't make sense to me personally. I felt it was a little story writing in here, which is perfectly fine. Do what you got to do. I wrote this differently. We probably would have got Onslaught, but allegedly, maybe that's not the direction they wanted to go in. And they already had plans for what they wanted to do, allegedly. What am I doing? Peas the cake. Thanks for tuning in. 54 of you here. It's not about Drag Race, but it will be Saturday. And Friday if you're on my Patreon, because I heard allegedly there's a 2-episode premiere. I don't know, but whatever the case may be, we gonna have reactions. If you want to drop a tippy poo in my jar, help a poor single father of 2 wonderfully adorable fur children who definitely need a restock in their food and litter. Ooh, litter. I cannot stress that enough. I know I'm behind on bills, babies, but I need litter for these bastards. Please and thank you. PayPal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, Venmo Matty-Rants. They poop. They poop a lot. And I am already almost out. And I was just thinking about that today. Like, okay, I hope, because baby, y'all are where below. They poop. I'm going to have to start getting the bigger one because ain't no way. Like, I ain't never dealt with this before. I've dealt with one cat. 2 different story, but they still wonderful. Okay. I'm sorry. Mina looked up like, you talking about me? I swear she knows when I'm speaking about her. Am I going to react to Agatha? Well, what? Are you sure that's the name? Because I thought it was, what is it? Was it Agatha and the stylist and the wardrobe or whatever the fuck that was? I thought that was the new title. Was that a joke? I planned to watch it because I loved WandaVision. And I'm going to start diving into things outside of Drag Race. I'm still doing Drag Race stuff, but I'm going to be doing other shows like Marvel stuff. That was a joke? Bitch, I thought that was serious. I kid you not. I thought that was serious. I thought that was real. I was like, ain't no way. I'm going to tell you who said that was real. Bleecker. Watch them say, no, it was a joke. They literally got on the phone with me, Matt, oh my God, do you see the name? And I was like, are you serious? I blame Bleecker because I thought that was serious. I thought that was dead ass. Just marketing? Okay, that's good. Because I was like, I hope not. I said, I don't think you want to do that. I don't think that's going to get people to like it more than they were going to try to like it already. God bless it. Thank you, DW. I see you on my Cash App. Appreciate the tippy poo. And Trey as well on my tippy poo. Yay, litter money. Litter. Bitch, I'll go get it tonight. Because ain't that right, Poops McGee? Mina, oh my God, I swear. I don't want her to be activated because then she'll come over here and require and request pets. I love Mamu because he's just chill, but that little girl, there are days where I'm like, yo, help, please. Someone come and take her away. I swear to God. I mean, some days I'm like, please take her away. But then bring her back immediately because she's my baby. But also, especially in the morning, wow, she would not let me sleep. She has a new 4 a.m. Hey, hi. That's how she wakes me up. Pats all of this. I then take her paw, remove. What do you want, baby girl? We do a head bump. And then after that, I have to pet her for like a good 15 minutes until, okay, I've had my fill. I will leave you alone. And then I can go back to sleep. Oh, but guess what? And that's Mamu. I'm like, okay, Snuffles, what do you want? And then he gets in, because that's a new thing. It's so weird. He never used to sleep this close to me, and now he sleeps like dead ass on my body. But again, this is after that bath. I think we grew much closer after that bath. And he now sleeps like in my chest. Like, if I'm like on the side or whatever, he's like right there. Right there. I love him. But she gets jealous. And so if she sees that, then she gotta jump in. It's like, girl. But yeah, I love it when my kids wake up next to me sometimes. I'm like, oh, and I don't want to move. And I'm trying to find my camera. I'm like, oh, please don't move. I want to take a picture. Like, please. Oh, I can't. Oh, it's so funny. Because Mina is so much lighter than Mamu. When I feel Mamu on me, I know he is there. Honey, I feel that pudding pop. My little bowling ball, he's not that big, but he's so heavy compared to Mina, who's like just light, and she's prancing on there, or she'll try to bite my toes. Mom will stop doing that, but she still does that. All right, back to X-Men. Sorry, I had a little cat dad moment. I really need to get a camera at night for my living room whenever I'm asleep, because they be doing shit in here. Okay. So, as we know, Professor Xavier and Magneto are currently in a mind game. No, they're, in the astral plane, or in Xavier's and Magneto's mind, and he's trying to help him out. We already went through this. Well, they're also preparing the X-Jet, and they're trying to leave Asteroid M before its inevitable collapse, or possibly just to float off into space and to go into whatever. They have no idea that Bastion's on their way there right now. Wolverine is down. I repeat, Wolverine is down, and he probably will be. Oh, that's right, because this is the end of the season. So we may see him again next season. More than likely, because I need you to think about this. This is my prediction for next season and how they're going to do this. Could be wrong, but I have a feeling. There's 2 takes I have on Wolverine. Number 1, Wolverine will wake up in the past where everybody else was too. Feral Wolverine, because he doesn't have his adamantium anymore. There is a take that was what was keeping him from going mad or going into full feral mode, because of the adamantium. So him not having it, I can see that as a possibility. It's a legend of some man running around that looks like a wolf who's like taking people out. They got to get him there. That's my first take on what they do with him. If they don't want to take him into the current present day, blah, 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 right? That's 1. 2, one of the horsemen. And that's the one I think is most likely going to happen, is that Wolverine will be one of the horsemen. I almost believe and guarantee that will happen. Like the way I know Gambit is going to be resurrected, and it was already foretold in the show when Xavier saw his death and the face was that of death, and it was like, but I feel like that will be Apocalypse's way of getting Wolverine back. Like maybe Wolverine will be lost without it versus them going feral mode. Apocalypse offers him a different way, and he takes it under like some sort of mind spell just to get that back. I don't know. That's where my mind is going with what they're going to do with Wolverine, but he's out. Love Professor Xavier using his, mind you, this man is literally inside Magnus's brain, having a full-on, let's get you back to blackjack. Meanwhile, still able to talk to all of the X-Men and give them directions. All, not just Jean, not just, I love how Jean's, I could barely hear you. Then he proceeds to speak to everybody like it's nothing. I was like, girl, this is crazy. This is great, but also an excellent use of his powers in showcasing of that. Very cool. Love how there was visual representation of the mind, right? Bastion makes it to asteroid M, which is totally powering this giant asteroid that Magneto was going to rule and have all the mutants be a part of. Bastion's trying to basically the man can walk if he wants to in his dreams or with that suit that he got from the alien technology from his, we almost got married. We didn't really go there, but Loki had to return back to Earth. This is going to be a storyline later. Now, I thought Rogue, this is why I was mad at how Storm went down. Rogue got her dues, bitch, was beating the piss out of Bastion in this moment. And I lived and breathed for all of it. Now, he wore her out low key when we got here. I also knew in my mind, we're getting Apocalypse. I don't know why every time we see this space, I go, oh, we're getting him. We're getting him. But I was right. Sunspot once again owning his powers and realizing that he can also be in space is so cool. No, I'm kidding. But I was like, oh, okay. So that's great. He came there to help. You just learned your powers. What are you about to do, bitch? Like, no shade. I thought that was dumb. Trans, what you gonna do? No, President Kelly has decisions to make. A lot of people were pointing out, how is this possibly T'Chaka when T'Challa was the one that actually donned this outfit and T'Chaka wore a completely different look before Black Panther even existed. And then they're like, oh, well, no, this is the cartoon, so it's written for that. Well, that still doesn't make any sense because if it's MCU and we understand the timeline of events right now, you should just had that man in a suit or wearing something completely different. Or you could have just said T'Challa and just not said T'Chaka. This was confusing a little bit, I will admit. I was like, even for me, because if you watch my reaction, I was like, oh my God, T'Challa. And then he says T'Chaka. And I was like, that's not correct, but okay. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna keep on walking here. Chen and Bodysuit asked them not to, rethink possibly a different way to go about this. Somehow, I also think an Avengers versus X-Men would not be completely, difficult to see happening here. Misinformation, miscommunication, it all leads to a war. Anywho, I thought, again, this is just beautiful, beautiful writing with Xavier and Magnus. I thought this was good stuff. Really appreciate the imagery here. Nightcrawler, you're daddy, and I love you. And I think you're one of the best mutants in X-Men ever. Oh my God, you're number 2 on my list. Number 1 for men's. Okay. Bitch, he was moving, bashing around, and then poofing to Jubilee, keeping her from getting hit while she's still hitting him, was moving Bastion into Cyclops' range to blast up. Girl, like you will never play with him. You will never play with Kurt Wagner. You will never play. I love him so much. He is so amazing. God, they have to do him justice in the movies because, the teen Nightcrawler we got from the newer iteration was absolutely atrocious. Ugly, I would say it. Yep, ugly. And then, I liked what Alan Cummings did, but let's be very clear. No, you can do better. We've got better actors out there. We see them on TikTok every day. No, we don't. Continue. Why did they not have this man say optic blast? I was missing that. I'm still mad about it. I know some of y'all may be like, Matt, come on, nitpicking. No, friend. I needed him to say optic blast. Like, you dead ass put the heat on Bastion right here, Cyclops. And you just not mess with my family, which was a hot moment, but I wanted to hear my favorite thing to hear from the video games with Cyclops before he like blows somebody to pieces. Optic blast. That would have been it. Oh, they had to do like the little sparkle, pow, like that. I needed that. I needed optic blast. I'm so mad they didn't do it. That would have been a perfect scene to do that part with. But I also thought it was still hot. Also, animators in the future, tell me that you get this man to bend his optic blast abilities, because that's also something that can be done too. I would love to see it. That would be kind of amazing. he can hit the ground and reflect them. I love to see it. Would love to see it. After many, 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 many years of you in television form, Jubilee not getting your dues and being that girl that is always like, she got a jacket. She goes, sparkle, 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 pow. We are the sparkle queens. We are the sparkle. We are the sparkle queens. Sparkle, 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 pow. You have been run away, get shot. Help me, no bops. It's giving Normani right now, promises not being kept. Love you, Normani, no shade. I'm sorry, did you just square up with Bastion? Was that a real thing? That happened? That really happened? And I mean, and they shot this beautifully. This is what I'm talking about when I say you're playing in Aurora's face. You gave this little girl one of the best shots of the entire season. This entire animation was nasty work. Oh, and then if you think about her future form, because we saw that in that one episode when they had to fight the game boss, right? This adds context to that. The way that made me like full. I was so full this moment. Bitch, look at this scene. Broke her glass. She dodged just the nick of time. It's giving Danger Room level up. Baby girl has been practicing. Okay. Her and Sunspot have been practicing. Like, I am not going to be weak on this battlefield. She literally is creating these mini bombs, because they say fireworks, but it is also mini explosives that she can create with what she does. She also can get even bigger and deeper than that, but that's lore for future days to come. But Jubilee's also died before. There's been many different iterations of her story. Anywho, back to this. Like, come. Mm, 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 mm. That was Tammy. Thank you, Joel. Oh, that's why you my friend. That was a Tammy Roman to Mika Claxton moment. That was a Tammy Roman to Mika fucking Claxton. Basketball Wives, Miami, baby. That season is one of my favorite gifs out there, or gifs, however you say it. It's one of my favorite ones too, where it literally just shows her and she's mush. She mushed Bastion with a palm full of basic explosives. Boom, 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 boom. Shot him through. And you had that lady in a chokehold trying to reason with this man on the last episode. Oh, you bastards. That's why I was hot. That's why I was hot. I said, oh, y'all are playing in my pussy. Oh, okay. Betty Davis. Mm-mm-mm. Bastion was like, oh, these bitches, I mean, talk about my children. Here they come his own sentinel stomped him. Did the A-Town stomp? Look, you guys, we finally made it back. Yes. I mean, not to put it in that direction, but you know, it's hello. We're not. That's how it felt like. Is this how you work this thing? I can't do it. But Beast, Morph, Storm, and Jean Grey are back, and of course, the team is reunited in their fight against Bastion. And this is where I did not like the episode. This is where I was like, oh. I totally, I love it. A tornado warning. We love that. This is very Charles Xavier's Mission kind of moment here, and very X-Men. Yes, they are not the boom bam swing pop girls some of the times. Some of those times they are the actual, like, we can talk this out, where they're supposed to handle things peacefully so that people do not fear them. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I get it, but I'm also like, they're talking to Bastion. This is not like President Kelly. This is not like some other like I was very confused with how this was taking place. Like, no shade. I was like, okay, so I get that, and yes, that's fine. But I don't see him going, you're right, my bad. I literally wanted to wipe y'all off the face of the planet. This is not some sort of, we found a racist. This is an American History X. Oh. This ain't no Edward Norton. For those of you who've seen that movie, that was kind of, you may be mad at me, fuck whatever, I don't care. That was a great reference. That was a great reference. About Bastion, bitch. Bitch, this ain't no American History X. He didn't do the damage and then ended up finding out, you know, through prison, oh, life could be different. And now I'm set, girl, please. You know, it's funny. When I watched that movie when I was in my youth, it made me very emotional, especially because they showed that part in particular. And I was like, why would you show that? Because I mean, that's what people were doing and still do that for racist stuff. You know, that's what they were making folks do back in the day and shit like that. And they carry that over today with other things now, and I'm sure used in other forms, but that's like one of the most awful things on the planet. Like, it's just disgusting. But I remember how much that scene affected me. And I was just like, oh my God, I remember screaming. And then at the end of the movie, I said, like, what did I take from that? Like, people can change. That's what we're supposed to take from this? Like, okay, and that's great. But look at his little brother. And then look what happened. And anywho, I don't know. That movie was a lot to take in. A lot to take in as a Black person watching that. Like, okay, who's this for? We're not all bad. I know you're not. And a lot of people don't get that with me, but because it's like, you always make it about that. Well, when you created something, I didn't create that. You created that. I didn't create that. Maybe not you in particular, but you know you. You know who you. Okay. How did Jubilee not die while she got sucked out into space? Oh, let's talk about it. Matter of fact, let's move past that, because this was all blah, 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 be kind, blah, blah, blah. You know, join us. You can be a part of us. Don't go away. Fuck all that bullshit. This man literally tried to wipe y'all out not 2 minutes ago. Did you hear the shit he said to your child? Do you know that a part of his body has your son's arm in it? This is what I'm talking about, where I was like, this is some bullshit. Like, baby, that man has a piece of your child fused to him after he and I do mean this, just ripped off his arm and then beat him with it and was talking about y'all like you's trash. He called you a deadbeat dad. Don't let him talk about Gene. He was getting there. Are you for real? Like, girl, fuck all that. Fuck this man. Blow him up. Anywho, oh, Lord, a black hole is then created because it's going a little crazy and everything's getting sucked in. Jean's using her powers to keep everyone together while Bastion has the opportunity to take Cyclops' hand. We can save you. What is happening? Also, excellent use of Mr. Fantastic by the animation department with Morph. Again, this is why you can't kill Morph, because Morph is going to be necessary. What if Gambit, Wolverine, Storm, and Morph are the Horsemen of the Apocalypse for the storyline here? What if? Because we didn't see Morph, we didn't see Wolverine, and we didn't see Storm after the time switch happened. We saw Jean and Scott, we saw Beast, we saw Rogue, we saw Nightcrawler, we saw Magneto and Professor Xavier. I think it's Morph, I think it's Storm, I think it's Wolverine, and I think it's Gambit. What if Storm was like, oh my God, because now I'm thinking of theories. Because remember, like, she fought off that demon. She didn't necessarily defeat it, but she fought it off and then took bits of it to make her outfit, right? What if when she gets separated from everybody after she got back together with them all, it causes her to panic and then it shows up again, and Apocalypse uses that to then make her like join him to then like get to get that sort of like, I can aid you with all of this pain you're feeling situation. I don't know, girl, but I feel it. I see it happening better than what Alexandra did, but yeah. I don't want it to happen, but if it did, I wouldn't be mad. I just would need her to be an episode. Okay. I would not need her to be a part of like a 3-episode or 4-episode equation like we had this last time. That was non-fucking sense. And then half of it was without powers. Oh, no, we can't do that again. No. Bastion says, fuck y'all hoes. I'll be racist forever. And then goes off into what I don't even know and don't even care. Now, Jubilee apparently can breathe in outer space. Y'all said upper atmosphere. I'm like, so Sunspot is not... He's controlled the body heat. I'm sorry. I had so many questions here. I don't know a lot about Sunspot. So actually, after this video, I will be doing my research. I was very confused. Very confused. Asteroid M is falling to Earth. Mind you, this is after they did the Magneto protocol in the first place, because the missiles launched, hitting it, causing the black hole. So the humans, mind you, with their protocol for Magneto, okay, you feel what I'm saying? Like imagine Magneto was up there in the asteroid. The X-Men went there to go save them. They're aware they're up there. They have these protocols in place for Magneto, who wasn't even doing anything at the time. And they went and shot missiles at him. That then caused the asteroid itself to then fall to the Earth. That is then going to cause the extinction of the human race in general, because you did that. So in reality, if we think about this even further, everybody was their own worst enemy. Magneto was right, however, at the cost of what? Xavier's right, but at the demise of who? Bastion is correct, no, because he's racist, fuck him. And humans are trash because they literally cause harm on themselves by trying to get after Magneto. Like, what was the president going to say after this? They're the ones that called this to happen. Oh, we were trying to take him out, and now we're about to be plummeted into nice confusion. Okay. And this is after power was restored to the earth, y'all. Okay. All right. we see Madeline for just sitting there trying to get back to everybody. The scene with Cable, Cyclops, and Jean Grey was one of the most beautiful scenes in the show. As I will say, I think after some of the action scenes they've had on the season, these heartfelt moments, the writing when it comes to, in particular, very intimate situations, that girl, very good. Like Storm and Jean's, or I should say Storm and Madeline's conversation that one time. And then we had those conversations with like whenever Scott and Jean were going through it, like real tea, like, that. Then we have this scene here. Like all of it is really good. Very dramatic, but very, very good. I still thought this was a great scene, getting to see his eyes. We have the same eyes as him. I also loved when Storm, this is when she actually was utilized in a certain way. And I was like, okay, you got my mother doing something now. It was her, Storm and Jean, which actually makes sense of them being in outer space or whatever prior to entering Earth's atmosphere, combining their powers while Rogue was trying to use her strength and the Force to push the asteroid away from entering Earth's gravitational pull or whatever. I think it was already there. But it's also them trying to slow it down by combining her psychic abilities with Storm using this whirlwind. I was over here like, what? Because I realized it was connected. I'm like, oh my God, it's like a fusion attack. Like, I'm like, where is Rogue when they were pushing? Oh God. I was like, okay. I mean, they might lessen the blast. Also, who clocked? Because people were like, where's Spider-Man? Right here. And that's Mary Jane. So this is me. I'm sorry. Is this Andrew Garfield Spider-Man? And is this Mary Jane? Or wait. Or is that, wait, hold on here. Or this is me. I was like, wait. wait. I was like, hold on. So is Spider-Man 98 going to be a thing? Because if it isn't, what are we doing? It would be a great show. I'd watch it. I don't even like Spider-Man like that, but I'd be here for it. Oh my God. Oh, sniffles. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. Hit that like button. Smash it, like, share, subscribe, become part of this Rant Pack family. Appreciate you so much for being here today. If you want to drop a tip in my jar, it'd be much appreciated with paypal.me/MattyRants. Catch up with us on MattyRants, Venmo/Rants. Help me buy some cat litter today for a single father of 2 kids, or buy me dinner today if you feel like it. I appreciate y'all so much for being here today. I'm having a horrible week and I'm behind on bills and shit, but personally, I'm trying to live in the highest of light, the best of light, and just pray I can make it till YouTube payday, which is the 21st. Like, oh my God. But right now it has been struggle busting, but I've been still it's still been a good week in terms of mental health journey, especially with my therapist. I've also dived back into something that's been making me very happy again, which I'll talk about in a second. And yeah, X-Men 97 and All-Stars 9 starts this week. So tomorrow's All-Stars 9, we got those reactions on Patreon. Look forward to those. And we'll do the reviews on Saturdays like we've been doing, and Sundays with the panel. Shoulder to shoulder. Oh, Magnus finally pulls it together. And I thought this was hot. Like, literally bust through the jet, bitch. Like, bust through that motherfucker. I am Magneto. I said, I know that's right. Come through. But I'm also realizing that while he's doing that, Xavier still is also amplifying his powers. I don't know if anybody clocked that. Because I'm like, Xavier's not just sitting there staring at him like, oh my God, he woke up. You can see him with his psychic waves in the back doing this. And I'm like, are you boosting his power? Is that something he can do? I was like, well, I need to look this up because that's kind of fire too. Like, what's with everybody doing these fusion attacks? I'm like, ah. This is prior to Magneto controlling the asteroid. Just want this to be a clear shot of Jean and Storm's powers working simultaneously together right before Magneto interrupts it and takes over the asteroid. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. More of this. More of this. Often. There were a lot of cameos here I didn't talk about. Doctor Strange being seen was interesting. I was like, oh. They like literally showed damn near every Avenger. Magneto takes control of the asteroid, and in this moment, there is literally like a blip in time. Like they got sucked into some random time blip or whatever, which it looked very Multiverse of Madness with the purple and all that kind of crap. But I was like, what is happening? Again, I assumed we were going the apocalypse route, but I said, how are we going to do it? One, but two, oh, they're gone. Ow. So listen, this is why I know, Peace, I got it, that they were pulled into it at the right time, at the right place and all that jazz. And why purposely it was done intentionally and they separated them. This is why I think Storm, Wolverine, Gambit, who we saw the glimpse of, hint at the end, and Morph will be the Horsemen. Because why are they missing? And not a part of that group, which they were separated. So if they're purposely pulled into different times, okay, and Jean and Cyclops have ended up, we'll get there in the future, which this board, I need you to understand. Let me start highlighting people. So you're telling me Iceman is still around, new team, who dis, led by Forge. Colossus is still around. Magic right over here. Okay. Shadowcat. We got Dust. Baby, that's Emma, I think, down here. I think so. Yeah, that's who's down here. Earth team, current present day team is going to be a trip. Because Jubilee is still there, and so is Sunspot. So that's a given. But then Bishop showed up just a moment ago, basically to be, mind you, Forge hasn't met him yet in this time. He knows him in the future, but it's like, okay, now I'm meeting you now, blah, blah, blah. It's all that about to happen. We're about to get into real time travel-y shit. It's what's going down, okay? The X-Mansion shut down. It's all that. So it's like, oh no, it's Apocalypse. Like this makes perfect sense now. It has to be now. We're going into the future, if you will. And also Apocalypse started again, just like how Mr. Sinister is very, very old. Apocalypse, same thing. We in Egypt and we're in the future in two different forms. I'm like, why just Jean and Scott? And then when I realized who this lady was, and then when I saw Nathan, I said, oh, okay. So, Nathan. Oh, yes, Nathan. Yeah, because Cable's name is what? Nathan. I said, oh, we're doing this. We're doing that. Because again, mind you, the series has incorporated multiple storylines together on purpose, which sometimes people think it's a little convoluted, and it can be, but it also, for me personally, makes sense by the time they're finished telling the story. So I said, you're going to take them to different versions where Apocalypse either reigns, or is about to. Beginning, middle, end. That's where my mind was with this. I was like, oh, we're doing that. That's how we're giving this today, which then for me goes, so is Scott and Jean just in the future and then the rest of them are in the past and everyone else is in the present? Or what? Because that would be really cool. And I think it'd be an interesting way to do Apocalypse's storyline for the next season, because it does give everybody a chance to have some shine in different versions of whatever's going on. But again, it's how they showcase it and which will matter the most. I'm nervous though, because this makes me feel like, okay, you're about to hold Storm again. You're about to now hold Wolverine off. You might even do the same thing to Gambit. You probably will tease him first before anybody. I don't know. I'm very concerned. And while we had so much more, where is Morphe? I'm a little concerned. I will say Beast ending the episode with "Oh dear" was chef's kiss, and it wrapped up with a "to be continued." And if you notice this style of font, this is so old school. I was like, this is the same font they used on Roseanne when they had to have these moments. I was like, this is crazy. Now, there was a mid-credit scene where it shows present day Krakoa or Genosha, right? Not Krakoa, because Krakoa is that's currently the other storyline that's not even discussed now. I'm getting my mutant dystopian worlds. Oh my god. Genosha. Bitch, this is so fat. It's all they all end in Genosha, Krakoa. I'm like, Krakoa is new. Genosha is where we're at now. Okay, my bad. Present day Genosha. Okay, Geneva's vegetables. That's where they were. But no, we see in the rubble, Apocalypse, seeing the destruction, and he pulls from the ashes a card. And it's a queen card. And I was like, oh Lord. Oh Lord. Like, oh Lord, here we go. This is it. That's the hi, Gambit fans. I know. Your boy was low-key a cuck for like the majority of the season. No shade. And then now we're here. Okay. There was hints at him being resurrected. When you saw Apocalypse, it was already a give and take of like, maybe possibly we're going to go here. We don't know yet. It's about to get real. That part, Joel. It is about to get real. Like this whole Bastion and Sinister bit, that was fun. It was a great show. It was honestly not a bad story to tell, and I liked it a lot. However, Apocalypse is one of my favorites. This is about to be gross. I'm kind of concerned. I'm concerned for our X-Men. I'm saying that, bitch. Because I'm like, wow. They're definitely going to have to get some help. But no, we'll see how this goes. I'm excited for where season 2, I wonder how long the episodes will be. I wonder if they'll give people their dues. Some folks that may not have gotten the shine that we think they could have gotten. I don't know. I will still say at the end of the day, as a whole for the season, excellent. The show is excellent, honestly. Excellent. Excellent. I'm going to wrap this poll up that I posted for our thoughts here today. Show me. Do I need to refresh? I do. Let's refresh. So our poll results are 81% of you said absolutely that you thought X-Men lived up to the hype. 14% said yes, but with reservations. 2% said it's a chop. And 1% said BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. Oh. They gave me another warning. Ooh. Ooh, it's raining bad outside. Ooh, there goes that. Wait a minute. Oh, it's about to. Oh, it stopped. And now it's about to pick back up again. Oh, shit. It's going to rain for the rest of the night. Lovely. Anywho, that makes me want to leave the house now before everything hits. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for being a part of this conversation today. I think it's a good show. If you haven't seen X-Men 97, you should watch it. It's on Disney Plus. There is a lot of lore, but I promise you, if you're asking yourself questions by the end of the show, there is a YouTube video that is not only going to answer said questions, but then give you a lot of good backstory to then where you can go, oh, that does make sense. That's kind of cool. Well, wait, if it comes from that story, let me look that story up. And that is the rabbit hole you will get yourself into with this show. That I can promise you. If you dare to go look up anything, you are going to get into it and it's going to be good. And then you'll realize, wow, they have a lot of great stories to tell with X-Men, especially spin-off stories too. If they decided to make this the focal point of the Marvel Universe, it would be the smartest of decisions. I think they should step away from the Marvel main roster that they've been doing and just go into X-Men world and just go for it. You want to do spin-offs from people that went solo? Do it. They actually have great stories too. I saw the cover for the Solo Storm comic, and shout out to the tag for that on X, by the way. I'm very excited for it. I'm going to make sure to actually get physical copies of it. I personally will be excited to read it. I wonder what they're going to do. I'm a little bit excited for that. But yeah, it's time to tell different stories. I think the world of mutants is too vast to not jump into now, to where it could take up literally a 15-year plan or even 20-year plan of Marvel with how they've been slowly rolling things out, just like they did with the Avengers. And I know they want to dive into the big body girls, but it's like, leave them alone for a second. Get to these people. There's a lot of heart and a lot of emotion and excellent powers and awesome fights and really traumatic experiences to witness on camera. You know what I mean? That would take us there. The cartoon's doing it justice. I'm nervous for live action. Will the Fantastic Four movie probably be an indicator of where we think the X-Men will go? Yeah. And so a lot is going to be on it, since y'all want to do that first. I was like, you've had multiple failures. There's maybe more X-Men movies than Fantastic Four movies, but by ratio, there are still better. X-Men still wins, even with those piss ass last couple movies that came out. There has not been not one good Fantastic Four movie. Not one. Yes, Jessica Alba with blue contacts. Trash. Kerry Washington. Enough said. Do you not remember that scene when she met the thing and then touched up? And it was, oh my God. Oh my God. Woo! We should have known that lady's face was going to be iconic in those. Should have known that was coming around the corner. Here she comes. Shonda Rhimes got a hold of it and said, give her a white man and let's make this happen for multiple seasons with a bitch ass daddy and a non-existent, Okay, let's keep on going. She got a hold of Viola and said, Annalise. Watch X-Men, everybody. It's a hoot. Tomorrow is All Stars 9. Paramount Plus, I think midnight for most of us, maybe at other times for others. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Maybe it's 2 a.m. I don't know. I will be watching it first thing in the morning, so do not expect it to be posted very early in the evening tonight. It'll be up in the morning after, I wake up. It's the first of the month. No, after I get up in the morning, I'll be doing my reaction to it. And then Saturday, our normal schedule, the 1-ish, 2:30-ish, I think, early in the afternoon, we'll be doing the review. And I'm kind of excited to get back into Drag Race. As much as I was happy to take a break, financially speaking, I'm like, girl, I hope I make rent this on the first. I kid you not. 1, 2, as much as I was annoyed to talk about it consistently over and over again, the fandom has some major assholes in there. I love All Stars. And I want to see it And that's where I'm at. I love All Stars. It's one of my favorites. So I'm like, oh my God, get me back in there. And plus, a lot of people that I like are on the season. And I personally know Miss Angeria, one of the folks. So I get to see another friend of mine cut out. And that's why I'm excited. I'm like very excited to see like people I care about showcase their drag and other people who I'm fans of. Shout out to Georges. They followed me on Instagram, and Roxy, honestly, everybody everybody on the show. Like, it's just nice to see a lot of people getting their dues again, even though it's charity, even though it's, non-elimination. I just love the wheelhouse sometimes, and I miss it. And yes, I will be covering Drag Race France, and that will be coming out on May 31st. Whenever we get closer to that corner, I will be definitely making sure to cover France as I have done every season, because y'all have been good to me with the France reviews. You may not have shown up for the Brazilians, okay? But you were there for France now, so thank you. Merci, okay? Listen, thoughts on Eureka? Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Drop a tippy poo in my jar before I get my mouth in some more trouble. Appreciate y'all for being here today. Thank you again, DW, for that super sticker. Y'all are going to learn how to no. Matthew, you said you're coming back here and you're not going to hold your tongue. You're going to say how you feel and you're going to do what you need to do. Okay, great. Catch myself. I almost said something gross. I almost said she's the biggest victim, and I said, no, that's too close. The pun is there, and the girls will get mad. And I've already had to do an apology video about Eureka and my history. I have literally met what possibly is the ice cream man. I've met Eureka before. I've hugged Eureka. I've never felt a sweater so wet. And she was very nice to me. I also know people that used to work with her that no longer work with her, that did not have good experiences with her at all. May have had a good experience at one point in time, but may have felt used later. Allegedly. Ooh, let me catch myself. That said person wanted to come to me and do an interview on my channel, and I declined because I tried to respect Eureka. That's not alleged. That's true. Oh, I'm spilling tea today. Crash, hold on now. I'm putting up where my tippy poo friend. I saw you in the live chat talking about, let me get my tip money. Bitch, no, Joel, that's not allegedly. That's true. Like that, now that's true. Like that I put on my mama. Still got the message. And so when people say I don't like folks and I come too hard for people and I do this, that, and the other, let me be very fucking clear. There have been many chances, times, persuasions, and occasions I could have wrapped somebody up very quickly if I wanted to. But no, I didn't say, I said this is not the space for that. And it's not the place for it. And I thought about my friend who wanted to say something about it. And I thought to myself, me saying no is saving you. Because if you get sued or something else happens later, I can't save you. So why do all that now? And while you may be telling the truth, I don't know what you signed. But at the end of the day, oh yes, a few years ago, a whole lot. We could have had a whole interview, a whole sit down, all of that. And it could have been done. So when I see shit that's happening right now with Miss Mama sitting on this baby's couch, literally with a snot bubble stuck in the back of her fucking throat, sitting over here talking about, I thought it was not nice of somebody to let me have clothes because I didn't have my shit that day. And she knew what was up and da 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 da. Really aligns with conversations that I had with somebody about somebody always being the victim and always making it about somebody else did this, that, and the other. And it was never them. And while that was their point of view, and I received it as that, to see that interview really added context for me with a conversation I had. I don't know her. I don't know Eureka like that. And so whatever they may be doing, going through, having whatever the things they were, the rumors why they also weren't renewed for We're Here because it wasn't just the Shangela stuff, that other things that people were saying that looked a little odd and strange when she did the billboard stuff and was sitting on that stool and everyone's like, well, maybe it's a flat surface. I'm like, yeah, I would be sitting like that too. But it was also giving me, snaps. And for the girls that know what I'm talking about with the snaps, you know what I'm talking about. The little tremors. So a lot of people have been talking about her. And a lot of people have brought up the N-word, which she said the A version of it, but that's still for me. I don't like it when I look at you and I'm like, baby, you are a privileged white person. You trying to say something that is a word that was taken to make it less of a slur for us, and then you want to say it's a part of your culture now too because of how we operate. No, baby. That's not how that works. That's also part of the vulture. Just because you have that one friend who was that's melanated that said it was okay, and all that jazz doesn't mean he speaks for the half of the Black community, and neither do I either. But like some people don't like that shit around them, so don't say it around them. So there you go. Respect the room. Shit. But peace to Mateo. Listen to Paul. Paul Wall will talk about that word, but also Paul Wall's married to a Black woman, and on top of that, what Paul Wall has done for Houston in general, for communities that are underprivileged. Oh, please do not get me started. That man has put his money where his mouth is. So like the free concerts he's also giving out here too. Yeah. I will stand by Paul Wall. Okay. Like that's one of the Houston, that's one of our boys that we put up because they actually do for our city like they do, just like Bun B does as well. Like for real. Like they come through and they always do. Like a lot of folks that are from this city, like Houston, they always gonna show that love. Like I don't know, Lizzo done it yet, but Megan show love. Beyonce comes out here and show love. She also has many projects and many different things going on in the city, like especially for battered women. They have a whole entire housing place for battered women. Her and Kelly have money in stock in that. Like, please, like a lot of us Houstonians are very much about our city. That's why I'm so gung-ho about Houston, even though sometimes I don't feel like the city gives a fuck about me. It's still my city, and I'm going to stand with it because it do what it do out here. I think it's the best city in Texas, period. But like, no shade to my Dallas girls. But like, I love it. Like, it is what it is. I like being back here, even though sometimes I'm like, oh, I miss LA. But I know everything that's going on. Anywho, moving on. I'm going down a tangent. Regardless of all that. Back to your rock'ems. I'm not surprised. And I thought that was bullshit to do. And it is tea to spill, but it was the way it was done. And she again she said, we're all cool now, right? So for me, I wouldn't have made a deal out of what Eureka said. Like, as much as I'm commenting on this right now and going, this is how I feel, and my friend did this and da-da-da-da, all that bullshit, right? I didn't make a post about it or talk about it because to me, that was just the interview. She made her little statement. She made her little, well, we're all good now, da-da-da-da-da. But then when Kim said something is what made me go, now, how in the world did we get from Eureka to Kimchi, and the first thing y'all do is fat shame her and body shame her on behalf of another big girl. Blew my mind. I'm not laughing because of the jokes that were made, because none of that was funny, but I'm laughing because that shit doesn't make any sense at all. That makes not a lick. Did that make sense to y'all? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that makes sense at all. Damn, they got the tornado warning over here now. Girl, I want to go get. Oh, I'm hungry. Shit. They took a lot of blood today. I haven't eaten like a full meal just yet. But isn't that like what are we doing today? So yeah, it just didn't make any sense. And I love how Kimchi was like, yeah, telling me all of this when I had all these issues and blah, blah, blah. Love this fandom, whoop, 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 whoop. But I'm also going, Kim, you didn't even have to say nothing. I mean, definitely call it out. But y'all were defending Eureka on behalf of what? Her not letting her use an outfit? That happened how many years ago? What? That's why I was like, I'm not even engaging in this. I'm not even retweet. I'm not even, you guys. Like, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I just saw my coffee tongue. Ugh. Yeah. Good luck to Eureka. Good luck to Kimchi. Good luck to everybody. Fandom, pull it together. Why are y'all sending her hate? For what? Tornado warning into effect until 6 p.m. Well, that's for 10 minutes. Oh, shit. Where are my glasses? Bitch, I can't even see. So now it's super hazy outside. Oh, okay. Oh, shiggity. Okay. Oh, yeah. The girls are now posting receipts of her not paying for stuff. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? You see what happens if you ain't got to talk about it. Ain't nobody going to talk about you. Ain't nobody going to bring you up. You're going to be able to move through and move on. But you opened your mouth and said, ah. Sometimes if you just stay in a lane and you just drive through it, you're going to make it through things and stuff's not going to touch you no more. But then when folks start to ask you for tea and then you start to spill and you forgot about other tea around you and bullshit that is also by you and around and stuff that you had saved, and girls were waiting for you to open your mouth and say, ah, and be like, ah. Hence the reason why it's like, Matty, talk about. I'm allude to them. I'm going to let you know a portion in a piece that is necessary to where you understand that what I'm saying is on some real shit. But full disclosure of everything, not necessary. Those details don't matter. When you do that, you pulling too much into the equation, and that person who has confidence in you and feels they can confide in you, don't do that no more. So that's why if I'm ever around the girls and they're like, Matty, T, or whatever, I'm never going to tell y'all what they tell. What? Never. I ain't going to tell you who. I ain't going to tell you how. I ain't going to tell you when. Okay? And I've heard shit. Heard a lot. But I keep it to myself because, again, it's TV. And a lot of people also don't realize that it's a reality competition show. So like things are going to go down that won't make sense sometimes, or there will be changes that need to take place, or sometimes the narrative doesn't seem like it felt authentic because of what was given. And you got to also recognize that they're not on 24/7. So I can't imagine them being in that workroom for 18 hours of the day and they're wanting to talk every 5 seconds and no one stops speaking. I mean, maybe if I was in there, that would happen. But like, they got to cut and take and paste and do what they got to do with it. So that's why I started to give it a little bit more leniency, but I still look at Drag Race or other reality competition shows and go, now, we're not all children watching this. And I get you need to dumb it down for some people, but like you can pop in a few intelligent little moments here and there and let us know that, hey, we're in the room. We're in the room. We know you're there. You're good. And that's the only thing I don't like about it sometimes, where I'm like, okay, y'all are playing and you know you're playing. And it's so obvious. All right, y'all. I'm going to ask you, this is Animal Crossing. One of my new things, and I'm kind of glad I went and bought this game for $5 again after trading in one of my controllers. A part of my therapy and a part of my healing that I've been going through these past couple of days, honestly, which realizing through my session today that this is going to be a ongoing process of healing is, I felt like I didn't have control of my life and I was losing a little piece of me here and there, whether I'm arguing with somebody, whether I go off on someone or little things. And also with my mom's birthday coming up, Mother's Day, me feeling like I'm not doing well on my channel. Financially speaking, everything's kind of back right now and I'm concerned and I got these kids and it's a lot to take in. It's all before the season of a new show and everything can turn around just like that, right? I couldn't see that light and that was really consuming me. So I don't know if y'all noticed on Twitter, but it was Monday after the panel. I posted some really negative ass shit, like about my day just about to be, this whole week's about to be trash, da, 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 da. And I don't know who responded, but like whoever responded to that post, that was I need to call my therapist. I need to call her right now. And literally deleted it. And I made an emergency phone call. And I like broke down on the phone and just expressed everything. I'm not going to go through it all because my therapist told me I need to stop sharing too much, but enough to where I feel comfortable and I can feel like I got off my chest because she knows I need to share. I have to talk. But I just expressed everything. And we talked about devices that are helpful when it comes to finding your peace again. This week has been raining for the majority of the week. So I really couldn't go anywhere and I couldn't work out, which is one of my stresses. And I just bought Animal Crossing again because I wanted to get back into it, but I just didn't. I just bought it and it was sort of a thing, right? Y'all, this game, I swear to God, it almost feels like I'm back in the pandemic, but I can just go outside. I kid you not. It has been the best and the biggest stress reliever. I swear, oh my God. And I'm playing it completely different than I played it before. I love how I'm getting so excited talking about this because I just did this with her earlier today. It has brought down my blood pressure, my negative, mindset that I was on or whatever. I haven't really gone back to that island, as I'm trying to refer to it here, pun intended for Animal Crossing New Horizons. And my focus has been in the game. And then when I do remove myself from the game, everything around me is positive. I stop interacting with Girl World, even though I love one of my favorite people on Twitter, Steph K says, and I like low key pop in to look at shit. I stopped looking at videos of Foodie Booty and Chantel and Nal and Cobra and all those other kind of people that it's consistent woe and misery. Warning, in this area until 6:30 p.m. Oh, it's now longer. Take shelter in a basement or in an interior room on the lowest floor. City building. If you're outdoors and you're in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Check media. Okay, and the cats are up. Ooh, I'm getting notifications down. Severe thunderstorm warning now. Okay, yeah, it got kind of like pitch black outside. Yeah, this is, yeah. Oh, no, it says warning. Warning. But it's like now like really, really dark outside. Yeah, I'm not going outside. And I'm a little bit mad at myself because I did not get a lot of canned food in case we have a big issue with the power. Oh my God. Let me put this on the charger right now. Hold on. I'm like, let me put the switch on the charger right. Not be worried about this because it's been keeping me going. But you good, Mina? I'm not letting y'all outside. I know that much. But no, that's a part. It's one of my things for therapy right now that we've incorporated into our talk. I don't know if y'all are in therapy now and how like deep you are with your therapist, but mine is very personal with me and it's kind of like very helpful. I needed that sort of feel of I can talk to somebody and it not like go somewhere or whatever. But Animal Crossing is one of our things. And so I literally, when we do video messaging, I will show her my Switch because she also has a Switch too. She plays. She's not playing with me, but she's like, she knows the lore. So I'm not like talking to a stranger about it. And it's been one of our devices that's been helpful for me to get back to what I want to do because she'll incorporate things from like what I did in the island. She's like, when you did that, how did it make you feel? Now let's talk about real world. And then when you're doing the real world, da, 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 and then let's talk about YouTube world and like how you feel about how you want to handle that. And what if you have like someone that's distressing there and you're talking to them? So it's been very therapeutic for me the last couple of days. So I highly recommend it. I know for a lot of people who've played the game before, if you're like, oh, maybe I should pick this back up. I'm glad I picked it back up. I really did. I actually kind of got emotional about it a couple of days ago because I caught a scorpion and I freaked the fuck out. I was like, yeah. And I was like, wait, am I excited for something I played 2 years ago on this system and I haven't touched since then? Like it's all new again? Yes. Yes. And now I have my amiibos. I can play differently because you better believe it, buddy. You better believe it. You better believe it. You better. These were all the ones I collected when I originally was playing back in the day during the pandemic. Don't I have the don't I have the Sanrio card? Of course I have the Sanrios. La, 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 la. Marty will be moving in for sure. It may be Chai. Because I was thinking about getting rid of some people. Okay, help me evict people from my island real quick. Also, Raymond just moved into my island. And Raymond's like the rarest villager. For those of you who are wondering, I have one of these like little amiibos in there. Everybody that's there now, except for Raymond, are all villagers that either moved on their own or one that I actually did a thing for. Okay, so you could see me. Freckles is at the top. That's some duck. I don't like her. Then there's Cherry the dog. I don't know, kids. I don't know if I want Cherry. I don't know if I like Cherry. Kids gotta go because Sherb's the only goat I want on my island. Tian Ching, he's cool, but he gives me twink athlete. I don't want that. I need like a bear or somebody. I want Teddy on my island or Apollo. Then Petrie, I did not know how much I was gonna like this mouse. She's adorable and I love her. At first I was like, I'm gonna get her out. And I was like, no, I actually like her. Keep Petrie. Petrie was with the red and blue ears. She's so cute. And then you got Gail. Gail is the pink alligator. Gail's the one I found when I was searching for the islands. I want to keep Gail. I like Gail. She's super sweet. And she gives good DIY recipes. This ugly green fucking bear named Murphy has literally every island I have ever made. He has somehow tried to find a way to find. No, I don't want you. Get off my island. Get off my island. Sherb is the blue goat at the bottom. Sherb gets to stay. Sherb is awesome. I might even get another lazy villager to go with him because like lazy villagers are awesome. And then we have Raymond, excuse me, not Raymond. Yes, Raymond, excuse me, yeah. Who is my beautiful cat that I have at the bottom there. He just moved in. So Raymond stays, Sherb stays, Gail stays, Petrie stays. So right now I want Freckles. I want Cherry, Tian Ching, and Murphy out. I want him out. I want him out now. So I'm gonna put up the poll. Y'all gonna help me evict some hoes today. Freckles? Actually, no, let me not do the poll because I don't know if I'm gonna lose power. I need to go. Okay, I gotta go. Like, it's pitch black outside. I need to go. We'll get rid of the bail because we'll put in a bigger bail, a final bail. We'll do that. I gotta go. It's getting a little crazy outside, and that has me concerned for my kids because they're right by the window right now. And I also want to pull some things away in case something happens because you never know. And I've just got another update from my weather advisory saying the tornado warnings extended. So yes. Thank y'all for tuning in and all the love today. Crash, thank you for the tippy poo earlier when I was dropping that tea. Trouble, I caused you. LOL, get some dinner. Thank you, baby. And Matthew, another Matthew, love it. Thank you for the tippy poo. Girl, the tea, the gag, the goop. Remember them days, the goopery of it all? The circus. If you want to drop a tippy poo in my jar, PayPal and Cash App and Venmo is available. I don't know what's about to happen over here. Let me make sure my car is good. Stay safe out there if you got storms by me, or if you just got storms in general, or whatever's going on. I'll see you Saturday for All Stars 9. I'll see you Friday on Patreon, but I'll see you Saturday for All Stars 9. Be on the lookout because I will be posting the link and all that way in advance. So y'all will know Friday that the live will be happening Saturday. There should be no reason for y'all to miss the videos. You don't get notifications. You will know 25 hours in advance. They'll go live. So yes. All right. Cool beans, all that jazz, and whatever fun thing we can say from the 90s. I appreciate y'all for being here today. Thank you for the super chat, CW. Thank you all so much for the tippy poos that came through. Thank you all for being a part of the conversation and the equation of my channel. Reminders that you liking the video and you leaving comments are what makes the algorithm twerk. Keeping it. So make sure you leave a comment. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure you share it on your other social media platforms, no matter what. And hopefully you'll see me continue to be in this megaverse of the internet, trying to entertain you through it all. I tell you that. Be safe out there. Love you down. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Listen. Yeah.